Life has a peculiar way of nudging us into comfort zones, whispering, "Stay where it's safe." But the real magic begins when we decide to say yes more often than we say no. In the bustling city of Alturan, a young woman named Ilara found herself trapped in routines that felt like invisible chains. Her days were filled with obligations she never chose, meetings she didn't enjoy, and a quiet yearning for something bigger. One morning, as golden sunlight spilled across her apartment, she whispered to herself, "Every yes I speak is a doorway to the life I'm meant to live." The first yes was small, yet monumental. She agreed to attend a community storytelling workshop, even though her mind screamed resistance. The moment she entered the room, the energy was electric. A symphony of stories, laughter, and possibilities. Every person she met seemed to radiate a quiet courage, each conversation opening doors to ideas she had never considered. That day, she discovered the truth. Opportunities do not knock. They emerge when you step into the room willing to say yes. From that simple decision, her world began to shift. Ilara's life transformed into a series of yeses, each leading to new adventures. She volunteered at a local shelter, attended impromptu music sessions in the park, and even joined a hiking group that explored the outskirts of Alturan. The experiences were varied and unpredictable, yet each one infused her life with color and depth. Saying yes, she realized, is not just about agreeing, it is a commitment to growth, to exploration, and to discovering joy in unexpected places. One evening, standing atop a cliff as the sun melted into the horizon, she reflected on her journey. Each yes had been a thread in the tapestry of her life. The friendships she forged, the risks she took, and the moments of awe she experienced all came from a willingness to embrace life with an open heart. A motivational whisper echoed in her mind. Opportunities multiply when you open your heart to possibility. But the path was not without its trials. Some yeses led to failure, disappointment, or heartbreak. Yet even in those moments, Ilara discovered a hidden truth. Every experience, whether pleasurable or painful, offered wisdom. She began to understand that saying no too often was like erecting walls around one's soul, shielding oneself from growth and joy. Conversely, a courageous yes, even in uncertainty, was a key to unlocking potential she never imagined. Ilara's journey soon became a ripple in her community. Friends and strangers alike were inspired by her daring embrace of life. Workshops, speaking engagements, and spontaneous collaborations flowed effortlessly into her life because she had chosen to listen to the whisper of possibility. One night, beneath a canopy of stars, she penned a note in her journal. The word yes is a passport to the extraordinary. Never underestimate the power of agreeing to the unknown. As weeks turned to months, Ilara's life began to feel like a series of unexpected adventures, each built upon her willingness to say yes. One afternoon, a mysterious invitation arrived in her mailbox, a handwritten note asking her to join an exploration team in the remote Lumerian forest. Many would have hesitated, imagining wild animals, dense foliage, and endless uncertainty. But Ilara, now accustomed to embracing possibilities, smiled and wrote back a simple, decisive word: yes. The forest was alive in ways she could never have imagined. Sunlight filtered through ancient trees, creating patterns on the forest floor that seemed almost magical. Birds with iridescent feathers darted through the canopy, and distant waterfalls whispered secrets of forgotten times. Every step deeper into the forest was a reminder of what happens when fear is set aside. She realized saying yes is not the absence of fear. It is the courage to move forward despite it. During the expedition, Ilara faced her first true test. A sudden storm trapped the group on a cliff, with rain hammering the rocks and wind threatening to sweep away their makeshift camp. Panic could have consumed them, but Ilara remembered her mantra, yes. She rallied the team, transforming fear into action. By embracing challenges rather than avoiding them, they created a safe path down, learning that courage multiplies when shared. That night, around a flickering fire, she penned in her journal, "Every yes carries the power to turn obstacles into triumphs." In the following months, the ripple effect of her yeses became impossible to ignore. Ilara was invited to collaborate on an art installation that blended music, light, and storytelling. She said yes, and the project became a citywide sensation. She was asked to mentor young dreamers in her community. Again, a yes. And soon, dozens of people were taking small but brave steps towards lives they had only imagined. Ilara learned that saying yes is not selfish, it is contagious, a spark that ignites possibilities in others. But yet, not every yes led to immediate success. Some brought confusion, mistakes, and disappointment. She once accepted a speaking engagement in a foreign country, only to discover the audience barely understood her language. At first, embarrassment threatened to derail her. But by choosing to say yes anyway, she adapted, learned, and grew, discovering that failure was often the stepping stone to mastery. Yes, she realized, is not a promise of perfection, it is a promise to show up. Through all these experiences, Ilara's philosophy crystallized. Life's most extraordinary moments arise when we step beyond hesitation. Every yes is an invitation to transformation, a bridge to new relationships, ideas, and courage. She reflected, "The door to greatness swings wide for those who dare to say yes. The only limits are the ones we build ourselves." Ilara's life now felt like a symphony of yeses, each note leading her to experiences she never could have imagined. One crisp morning, she received an unexpected invitation to join an archaeological expedition in the forgotten ruins of Serra Valley. Many would have hesitated, imagining unknown and physically demanding journey. But for Ilara, hesitation had become an old habit she no longer entertained. She accepted immediately, her heart thrumming with anticipation. The ruins were breathtaking. Ancient stone structures draped in vines and shadows, whispering stories of civilizations long gone. As the team carefully navigated crumbling staircases and hidden chambers, Ilara felt a thrill she had only read about in books. It was in the quiet discovery of a carved mural depicting acts of courage and wisdom that she understood something profound. History rewards the bold, and life rewards those willing to say yes to what scares them. During the expedition, Ilara faced a test unlike any before. Deep within the ruins, a narrow passage collapsed behind them, leaving the group momentarily trapped, hundreds of meters from safety. Panic flickered in the eyes of her teammates, but Ilara's mindset had changed. Instead of succumbing to fear, she assessed, improvised, and acted. Together, they found an alternative exit through a hidden corridor, damp with moss and echoing with the stories of ancient builders. That night, under a canopy of stars, she journaled, "Yes is not just a word, it is courage in action. It is the bridge between fear and freedom." Her yeses continued to ripple outward. A filmmaker approached her to document her journey, capturing the essence of embracing life fully. She said yes, and soon her story was inspiring countless viewers around the world. She received invitations to speak at conferences, to mentor emerging leaders, and to collaborate on projects that stretched her creativity in ways she never imagined. With every yes, she realized her life was not defined by circumstance, but by the willingness to engage fully with every moment. Of course, the path was not always smooth. Saying yes often brought unexpected complications, missed flights, misunderstood directions, and moments of doubt. There was one instance when she agreed to teach an art workshop in a remote village, only to arrive and find that materials were missing, the room flooded, and the weather turned harsh. But even in that chaos, she discovered that problems were merely disguised opportunities. Improvising with local resources, she turned the workshop into a collaborative art adventure, leaving everyone, including herself, transformed. She learned, yes may not guarantee comfort, but it guarantees growth. Through her journey, Ilara began to inspire others not merely by her achievements, but by the very way she chose to live. Friends began saying yes more often. Strangers found courage to step into unknown ventures, and her city became a hub of energy, collaboration, and creativity. Every yes, no matter how small, sent ripples outward. She reflected, when we embrace possibility, we unlock not just our own potential, but the potential of everyone around us. Months passed, and Ilara's life had become a tapestry of adventures woven together by the simple, powerful habit of saying yes. One morning, she received a cryptic email, an invitation to participate in an international expedition to map uncharted caves in the Luminara Mountains. Many would have dismissed it as too dangerous or impossible, but Ilara felt a surge of exhilaration. She replied with a confident yes, her heart pounding at the thought of the unknown. The Luminara Mountains were a labyrinth of jagged peaks, shadowed valleys, and narrow ridges that sliced through clouds. Each step forward demanded focus, resilience, and trust in herself. As she and the team navigated hidden paths and vertiginous cliffs, she realized that life, much like the mountains, rewards those who venture beyond comfort. Every yes is a rope, she thought, anchoring me to the possibilities I could never reach by staying still. Within the heart of the mountains, they discovered a cavern of crystalline formations that shimmered like liquid light. It was breathtaking, otherworldly. Ilara felt a surge of awe and humility. Here, in a place untouched by time, she understood a deeper truth. Life's most extraordinary experiences come when we embrace opportunities others shy away from. And yet adventure was not without risk. One evening, while exploring a narrow passage, a rock slide blocked their path, leaving the group trapped hundreds of meters from safety. Panic rippled among the team, but Ilara's training in saying yes to courage and action, gave her clarity. Using ropes, pulleys, and her own ingenuity, she helped the team navigate a safe exit through a hidden crevice. Exhausted but exhilarated, she reflected, yes transforms fear into power. Saying yes is the bridge between hesitation and triumph. Beyond the thrill of adventure, Ilara's yeses began creating profound impact. She was invited to speak at international conferences, sharing her experiences and encouraging others to embrace opportunity. Each talk, each interaction left her inspired as much as the audience. She saw the transformative power of yes in the eyes of listeners who had been too afraid to step forward. Saying yes, she would tell them, is the single most radical act of self-belief you can commit to. Each yes multiplies your life. But the journey was not only external, it was deeply internal. Each challenge tested her resilience, patience, and vision. She learned that a yes could lead to discomfort, but that discomfort was often the doorway to growth. A failed expedition, a miscommunication with a teammate, or an unforeseen obstacle was never a reason to retreat. Instead, each setback became a lesson in creativity, adaptability, and courage. Ilara's mantra crystallized. Every no protects you from discomfort. Every yes invites life to teach you who you are capable of becoming. Soon her story became a legend among explorers, dreamers, and those seeking inspiration. People reached out to join her projects, to learn from her mindset, and to experience the thrill of possibility firsthand. Ilara realized that saying yes was not only about her own life, it was about igniting courage and opportunity in others. And in that realization, she discovered the truest reward of all,
purpose. As Ilara entered the later chapters of her journey, she realized that the essence of yes was not only about adventure or achievement, but about presence, curiosity, and embracing life in all its dimensions. One autumn, she accepted an invitation to join a volunteer initiative in a remote mountain village where families struggled with access to clean water and education. The work was physically demanding and emotionally taxing, yet she approached it with energy and openness. She helped build wells, establish small learning centers, and worked alongside villagers to create sustainable solutions. Saying yes, she reflected, is stepping into responsibility, seeing possibility where others see obstacles, and choosing impact over comfort. During this project, she met a young girl named Amara, curious, resilient, and eager to learn. Ilara mentored her, encouraging reading, exploration, and creative expression. Witnessing Amara's growth became a profound reminder of the ripple effect of yes. Every yes we offer, she wrote, has the potential to empower someone else to say yes to themselves, their dreams, and their life. Ilara continued exploring new landscapes and cultures. She trekked through tropical rainforests, discovering rare wildlife and learning traditional survival techniques from indigenous guides. She kayaked along rugged coastlines, encountering storms that tested her resolve and moments of serene beauty that reminded her of the power of presence. Each yes, whether challenging or joyful, reinforced a central truth: life rewards those who embrace possibility. She also embraced yeses in intellectual pursuits. She enrolled in courses on philosophy, astronomy, and environmental science, discovering new passions and perspectives. Some topics were challenging, pushing her beyond familiar frameworks, but every yes expanded her understanding of the world. Yes is not just action, she noted. It is the willingness to learn, question, and grow. In her personal life, Ilara continued to cultivate relationships through yes. She said yes to deep conversations with friends, to moments of reconciliation with estranged family members, and to the joys of shared creativity and travel. Each connection reinforced her understanding that yes is as much about human warmth and empathy as it is about adventure. Courage, she reflected, is often found in the willingness to connect, forgive, and love fully. Her journey culminated in a final, symbolic adventure, a voyage to a remote archipelago known for its breathtaking landscapes and isolation. She sailed across turquoise waters, hiked volcanic ridges, and immersed herself in local traditions, learning from elders who shared wisdom about resilience, community, and harmony with nature. On the highest cliff overlooking the endless ocean, she wrote in her journal, "Life is a series of yeses, some small, some monumental. Each yes is a seed, each challenge a sunbeam, each reflection the water that nourishes growth. Say yes, and your life will unfold in ways beyond imagination." Ilara's philosophy of yes had transformed countless lives. Her mentorship programs, community initiatives, and global adventures inspired thousands. People across continents embraced yes in both bold and everyday choices, starting new projects, embracing creativity, pursuing education, and cultivating meaningful relationships. Her life was a living testament to the power of courage, openness, and intentional action. As she reflected under a starlit sky, Ilara understood that her journey was eternal. Every yes she had uttered had created ripples that would continue long after she was gone, touching lives, inspiring courage, and igniting possibility. She closed her journal, smiling with quiet satisfaction. A life of yes is a life fully lived, a legacy of courage, joy, and transformation. Say yes more than you say no, and the world will open its doors to you.